Martyn's Law is coming, and for event operations teams, it means more than updating a policy document. Named after Martyn, one of the victims of the Manchester Arena attack, this legislation requires venues and events above certain thresholds to have formal security and counter-terrorism procedures in place by April 2027. The question isn't whether you'll need to comply, it's whether your operations are ready. Let's start at the front door. Entry screening is one of the highest risk points at any event. Queues create predictable, dense concentrations of people, exactly the kind of vulnerability the law is designed to address. Under Martyn's Law, venues will need to assess whether their current entry processes, bag checks, ticket scanning, manual searches, are creating unnecessary exposure. Slow throughput means longer queues. Longer queues mean greater crowd concentration outside the venue perimeter, often in areas with limited security coverage. Operations teams should evaluate whether their current screening methods can be optimized, and whether technology, such as automated bag screening or digital ticketing lanes, can reduce bottleneck risk without sacrificing security effectiveness. Once inside, crowd flow management becomes critical. Martyn's Law requires that venues consider how people move through a space, and what happens when that movement becomes uncontrolled. This means mapping your venue's choke points, narrow corridors, stairwells, concession areas, and anywhere that natural footfall creates compression. Emergency egress routes need to be clear, well signposted, and tested. Staff need to know not just where the exits are, but how to move large groups quickly and calmly under pressure. Crowd monitoring, whether through physical observation or camera-assisted tools, should be part of standard operations, not just a response to incidents. Staff readiness is a central requirement of Martyn's Law. All staff at qualifying venues, including contractors and volunteers, will need to receive appropriate counter-terrorism awareness training. For operations managers, this creates a practical challenge, ensuring consistent training standards across a workforce that may include agency staff, seasonal hires, and third-party contractors. The legislation distinguishes between standard awareness training and the more detailed requirements for those in security or management roles. Building a training matrix that maps roles to requirements and keeps records up to date will be essential for demonstrating compliance. Emergency response planning under Martyn's Law is not a separate document. It needs to be embedded in how your event actually runs. This means pre-event briefings that cover emergency procedures, clear command structures for incident response, and regular exercises that test your team's ability to execute under pressure. Coordination with local police and emergency services is also expected, particularly for larger events. The law is an opportunity to close the gaps that most operations teams already know exist. The venues that will find compliance straightforward are the ones that treat security not as a checklist, but as a live operational discipline, built into every shift, every entry point, and every crowd management decision. Start the assessment now. The deadline of April 2027 will come faster than you think.